AITA for telling my parents they were bad parents to me. I, 19M, have an autistic brother, 20M. He's fairly manipulative because he realized pretty quickly that the threat of a meltdown would get him his way every single time. He is considered high functioning by medical personnel, but he's got my parents convinced he just doesn't understand what he's doing, and they don't ever punish him. Doctors have told them that he understands and that he knows what he's doing. They think they know better. They also expect me to revolve my entire life around him. I was never able to do anything I wanted because it upset his routine. I wanted to play a sport, nope, his routine. I wanted to get a job, nope, his routine. Friends? Yeah, forget about that. I tried not to be resentful, but I am. The problem, my parents are flipping out because I plan to move several states away and in with my grandparents soon to attend school. They keep trying to guilt me into staying because of my brother. I usually just say that I'm sorry that they feel that way, but I'm still going. Well, here's where I might be the asshole. My mother was going on and on about how the world doesn't revolve around me and how I was being really selfish and how I was going to ruin my brother by doing this. How they'd always been the best parents they could be to both of us and we both got equal attention. I got frustrated and told her that she was delusional if she thought she or my father were ever good parents to me. They made my life revolve around my brothers. I had nothing of my own. He had to be the center of everything. I said he wasn't the center of the universe even though she tried to make him it. I told her that the only people who were selfish were her and my father because they actively ignored me in favor of babying my brother who played them like a fiddle to make sure he always got his way. I told her that his routine was not my problem, that it was up to them to make the appropriate adjustments, and asked if she really thought I'd just not live my life because of him. She started crying and I walked off and shut myself in my room. My father is demanding an apology for what I said, but I'm refusing. My grandpa said he's proud that I stood up for myself, but my parents are still demanding an apology for being an asshole. I don't think I need to give them one. AITA here? Nota, any chance you can move now? Agreed. His grandparents are ready and waiting. He should do what he can to move sooner rather than later. He can use the time to settle into his own new life. NTA. Neither your mom nor your dad wanted to hear the truth. They know you are right and want you to apologize for their abuse of you. As you said, they never wanted to listen to anyone who told them other than what they wanted to hear, and that includes you, granddad. Do not back down. If either brings up the idea of apology again, ask them when they are going to apologize to you for depriving you of having a life of your own. Do exactly what you did here. Detail the myriad ways they have consistently ignored you to make your manipulative brother happy. Move to be with your grandparents as soon as you can and when possible, start some counseling/therapy to put dysfunction behind you. What his mum and dad really don't want to hear is that they're going to be dealing with the mess they themselves made without a safety buffer once OP goes. I agree with you completely. OP should move in with their grandparents ASAP. Get a job until college starts. Get settled in the new area, maybe try joining a hobby group or dating, move on with life. Parents will reap what they have sown. For the record, I'm an autistic adult. It's a developmental disability, not an asshole pass. Edit, Woo Awards, thank you. I told her that his routine was not my problem, that it was up to them to make the appropriate adjustments, and asked if she really thought I'd just not live my life because of him. Looks left, looks right. Yep, that about sums it up. Well done. NTA. I literally don't get it. Did the parents really expect OP to live at home forever and just find a job that was only during school hours so the brother's schedule wouldn't ever be disrupted? Question mark. OP, your parents suck. Glad you're getting out, the sooner the better. NTA, have an excellent time in college. AITA for telling my roommate her aspirations of being an influencer are fucking pathetic. Too long didn't read. Roommate works a minimum of 50 hours a week and can barely support him and his girlfriend. She wants to be an influencer and isn't bringing home any income. After witnessing the boyfriend have a mental breakdown from being overworked, I told the girlfriend that her aspirations were fucking pathetic. I've lived with a couple for a little over a year and a half. I'm in my early 20s, they're in their early 30s. Boyfriend friend works 2 minimum wage jobs, at least 50 hours a week in order to provide for the two of them, as the girlfriend is striving to be an influencer and doesn't have a job. She spends most of her time taking pictures to post on Instagram and ming brands trying to get sponsorships. So far no income has come from this. Last week, the boyfriend had a complete breakdown, while the girlfriend wasn't home, and tells me he's exhausted from being extremely overworked. He's straight up sobbing, saying that even though he's working back-to-back shifts, he still isn't making enough money to support the both of them, and, which I didn't know about till now, her frivolous spending. He even had to ask his parents to help with this month's rent. I felt really bad for the guy. Skip forward to last night and I'm sitting chatting with the girlfriend and the topic of money came up. She started to complain that they weren't making enough money for her to do the things she wanted. I politely asked her if getting a job and doing the Instagram thing on the side was an option, and she immediately got defensive. She told me that of course that isn't an option and that she shouldn't have to put her dreams on hold. Confused, I asked her what those dreams are. She said to inspire people, and then I said, which I probably shouldn't have, to do nothing. She got really offended and said that there's so much that goes into it that I could never understand. I mean, the girl takes pictures of lattes and her in yoga poses. She doesn't even edit them, just uses the default filters on the app. I didn't want to argue about the logistics of influencing, so I instead brought up my concern for her boyfriend and told her that I think he may be overworking himself, he's not happy, and he needs her help to support them financially. She says, well, I don't understand why we both have to be unhappy. At least one of us is pursuing our aspirations. To that, I said, well, if your aspirations are to do nothing while your partner busts their ass to support you, then your aspirations are fucking pathetic. Later that evening I get a text from the boyfriend saying what I said crossed a line, and now because of me, she thinks that he believes she does nothing and her dreams are pathetic. I feel bad, but holy crap, I couldn't just sit by and bite my tongue. AITA? While it probably wasn't your business to say anything, good for you. Went from irritated to pissed when she said she doesn't understand why they both need to be unhappy. TF, I have a whole rant over influencer culture, won't get into that now. But this struck a nerve. NTA of course. NTA, from your description, this couple is in some kind of toxic and potentially volatile codependency situation. However, you should tread very lightly, as anything even the slightest bit critical you say to a lazy narcissist will not register in a constructive manner. You might want to apologize for overstepping your bounds if that's viable. The boyfriend needs to look at the big picture and speak up. He's being abused. No one should suffer in silence. He might want to pursue counseling. Edit, spelling. Man, this is one of the few times I wish we had a justified asshole option. You may have crossed a line, but I'm hard pressed to give you any shit for it. Although you may have to reconcile a bit with your friend, but I'm gonna say NTA. Edit, wording. NTA. He might not realize it yet, but you were a good friend to him. Hopefully, he'll soon realize that she's using him. NTA. Her boyfriend is beyond exhausted, works long hours, and she pretty much spends the bulk, if not all of his money. No wonder he had a mental breakdown. Some things should be noted about influencers though. For one, you have to put in the hard work. You can't just do minimal and expect to make it. And two, the public perception matters. Finding out that she is living off the back of her boyfriend, working him half to death, making him miserable and spending his money like crazy, isn't going to go down well with the general public. This poor fella is much better off leaving her, as she is causing him nothing but grief. Besides, with his work ethic he has a higher chance of making it as an influencer than her. AITA for buying my friend's childhood home. I've got a friend, Kay, that I've known since we were 5 and now we're in our mid-30s. We used to be close, but after uni he moved to the US for work, so we only talk occasionally. In fact, I see his parents more often than I see him, because pre-pandemic his dad would get the same train as me into London and sometimes we'd sit together. Anyway, Me and my wife have a kid and would like one more at least, so we're looking to buy a house. We currently live in a 2-bedroom flat and it's getting small. We were looking at listings online when I came across my friend's childhood home. Turns out his parents were looking to downsize and were selling their house. Honestly, it was perfect for us. 5 bedrooms, garden space, close to the station. It even had a special line laid into their house for super high-speed internet, something like 5 to 10 gigabytes per second down. Seeing this, I phoned up my friend's dad and asked him about the house. He was very open to the idea of selling to me, and even said he was glad it was staying in the family. Our families are also close. We dealt with each other directly, without an estate agent, and therefore he was able to give me a nice discount. All that was in October, but my friend K has been livid ever since. He keeps saying how I'd bought his childhood and I was taking advantage of his parents by having paid them less. His sister, on the other hand, was happy for me and on lieu of a housewarming party sent my family a framed picture of our 2 families from when we were about 10 or so. While I didn't do anything wrong legally, I feel I may have stepped on K's toes by now living in a place where he grew up. While I can understand why K feels a little weird about it, you are rentier. The nostalgia is no reason for you not to buy the house. Moreover, you didn't take advantage of his parents since the discount you got was the money they now didn't have to pay to the middlemen. I don't know what K's problem is, but it's not you. NTA. As someone whose dad is about to put my childhood home on the market, I would love if one of my friends could buy it. It's getting sold regardless. The price that you and friend's father agreed upon must be fair, or else I doubt he would have sold. You'd think it would be a bonus that friend could still visit his childhood home. NTA, you didn't take advantage of his parents. Sometimes the less people involved the better. Also, his father offered you a discount, you didn't ask for one. Maybe he's just really mad his parents moved from his childhood home. Some people are like that. But considering everyone else in his family is happy, you should be too. NTA, obviously. Friend needs to grow the fuck up. If he felt that strongly about the house, he should have bought it himself. Also, it's just a house, not his actual childhood. This right here. My parents called me at 7 PM on a Saturday to tell me they decided to put my childhood home on the market. I said great, I'll start financing on Monday morning and probably be able to offer by Tuesday. Monday they called to tell me they got an offer $15,000 over asking and sold it that quick. It bothered my a little, but I was happy for them.